Welcome everybody to the Elite Battle League channel here on YouTube. My name is Derek, aka AlwaysMooreVideos, and I am joined by my co-host this week, our boy, and I'll let him introduce himself right now.
How's it going, everybody? Game Reviews here, and I am the head coach of the Detroit Luxrays. Very happy to be here. Really happy to work with you on another video, Derek.
Oh yeah. So we've had EBL matchups, we've had versuses, and now here we are doing the power rankings for the Elite Battle Leagues. Like I said, guys, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the like button if you don't mind. We got a lot of stuff to go over. A lot of things have went down this week. We're going to address a few things here before we start. So as you can notice, I'm the main host, Max is my co-host. I don't know how long this is going to be for. Guanako is currently unavailable. So I told him I would take care of this. He's still going to edit all this. So all I want to say is, Guanako, we love you. We'll see you soon, my dude. And make sure to drop a heart down in the comments for our boy.
Oh yeah, indeed.
So yeah, also what I wanted to talk about is we're going to get away with the rankings. I'm just going to talk about everybody's seed because that's the way that we got in here. The seeds as they are, like they're the 8th ranked team, 1st ranked team. That's how we will address them this week in the power rankings. But we kept it the same. Based on your performance, we ranked you higher. Based on what we thought, we ranked you lower. But like me and Max were just talking about before we hit record, man, this was a killer week. There were great battles all the way around. Did you feel the same way?
Big time, yeah. I really think that the seed placements don't mean anything in the EBL. Everybody played so well. There was not a situation where one team just got crushed, more or less.
Yeah, like you said, I believe you said it was like March Madness coming early.
Exactly, yeah. Like never underestimate anybody, no matter what a seed placement. That holds true, especially after this season.
Yes, sir. But before we get into that, real quick, guys, I want y'all to make sure that you also check out the roundups that is here on the channel as they break down each fight, and then we'll talk about the predictions for the playoffs at the end of that video. That is Infernomen and Timmy B. Subscribe to both of them and check that video out here on the channel and help them boys grow. Along with, make sure you check out the other coaches that wasn't in the playoffs. Stone Family 64 for Maddie Ice and Evie Girl, so subscribe to them. Check out the Doorman, which is a good friend of our boy over here. Check out his channel. Alan is fantastic. You guys will not be disappointed. Nate, too, who is the newcomer of the EBL. Very excited to get to know this guy in the future seasons. So we're excited to have him here. Check his channel out. And don't forget Offline Nuzlocke, who works with all the coaches on their training side, and Lonely Hermit, who's actually helping me prep a little bit this week. And also with the logo designs, this man is awesome. Check his channel out as well.
Check out this logo.
That was a lot.
Me. Speaking of Lonely Hermit logos, a big shout out to the beautiful little season MVP Salamance.
Oh yeah, looks good. I like it. I like it. Oh, yeah. But man, if you are ready, we're gonna get into these rankings. You ready to start?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, guys. Number 8 will fall to our boy Iso, aka the coach of the Axe Use. So this man got the, and this is what we was talking about. We're going to talk to some stuff. He actually lost his matchup, but he is going to continue in the playoffs with Guanako being unavailable for the next little bit. Iso gets a free bye. You know, he played a matchup, and I don't know about you, Max, but this was his best performance of the EBL. I thought this was his best matchup. He come in and he went round and round with the champ. I know the score looked bad with 6-2, but this dude played really good. All the switches that he was doing, what he was pulling off, this was an impressive run by Iso. And Isomorphic, by the way, you can check his link out down below. The dude played great. Just a few notes that I had here, if I can get the right piece of paper. You know, he kept his tailwind up. That way he would be faster if it come to there. He switched around a lot. He finally put acrobatics on his Urshifu, like me and Guanako's been screaming in these microphones for the last little bit. So I was really happy about that. And, you know, his pod on living when it did and using the slack off was very impressive. I think that was a clutch mon for him in his draft this season. I'm excited to see what he does against Pidge. Like I said, he is in the playoffs while Guanako is unavailable. So he will move on. Being the 8th seed, getting to move on in this thing's pretty cool. But did you have any notes on our boy Iso?
So, right off the bat, I just gotta acknowledge this. Iso just loves swapping around Pokemon all the time. how many battles did he have where it did hit timer? 'Cause it like, or very close to timer anyways. I feel like a lot of his matches this season did. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but
yeah, he had a lot. He had a lot of close timer matches, so you were correct on that.
Right. One thing I will say though is your swaps are really good, ISO, but be aware going into the next round, especially against Pidge. Like, I would be more cautious and focus more on how to counter what he has versus predicting a move and going into the swap there. He played that. We'll get more to Pidge later on, but that's something to be careful for next. Next battle. And finally, I really like seeing how he did stall out the tailwinds from Guanako and everything, because that was just perfect way to do it.
Yes, it was.
That's what we all know. It's a gotta say, he knows how to stall out those environments, whatever you want to call them, hazards, really any of that kind of stuff. He knows how to stall.
Yeah. And, this man getting in, like we said, it's nothing really y'all need to worry about. Just know that ISO's in, Guanako's out. And we'll talk about Guanako later on when we get to him here on the CDs, because even though he's out, we're still doing it on all the matchups this week because we do it week by week. So we'll give that man some love here in a minute. But ISO, like we said, was number 8 seed, and he is in the playoffs. He will play the Espeons, coached by PokePidge. We'll talk about Pidge, like you said, here in a minute. So I'm ready to move on if you are to our number 17, bro.
Yeah, let's do it. Number 7, which it hails over to you beautiful gentlemen right next to me.
Yep. Our number 7 coach is going to fall to Latin Luigi, who was our number 3 ranked team going into the playoffs, who had an amazing season. This dude did absolutely insane things this season. You know, he knocked off a team from going undefeated in Landon last week in week 5. But our boy obviously may have underestimated Bob just a little bit, because it found himself getting a huge loss here and knocked out of the playoffs. But he is returning next season, so I'm excited to see what Latin Luigi does. But he is our number 7 team, as I said. A few notes that I had on here is the man got thrown off right from the bat. His controller died right off the start. So that was very disappointing. So, it's like me. I'll have my controller, my Pro controller I like to use. And there's been a few times where I've had to throw it over my shoulder and grab my Joy-Cons. And just that little bit of aggravation may seep through. But I know Latin, he's calm, cool, and collective. So it may not have been what the deciding factor was here. Our boy's starting off with Protect, just to test the waters to see what Yeltneb was going to do. He done such a good job in this one. He just couldn't help what Naganadal come out and did. Is what it really comes down to. And he also misclicked in this matchup, so if he does a fails video, I don't know if he's doing them this week or not. He can throw himself in there, because he clicked defog twice on that Mandibuzz, and that really come back to hurt him. Keeping Psychic Terrain up was another good thing here, because he knows that Bob likes all of his priority moves. But that Naganadel just come in, and it was kicking Latin around, and I hated to see it because of the season this man had. But unfortunately, he is knocked out and falls here to our number 7 slot. So Latin Luigi and the Gengars, you had a great season. We appreciate you. We'll see you next season. But I'm going to turn it over to Max and let him comment on this amazing matchup and amazing team.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. First thing I'm going to say is Tailwind. Andon just loves using that move, which I definitely know is very helpful and everything. Gives you priority on every single move for the next, 5 turns?
Yep.
I think, yeah. Yeah, so it's a good thing to have. Definitely having Mandibuzz with the defog was a helpful tool as well. Like you said as well, the misclick really screwed him up. The last thing I will say here is focusing on the Psychic Terrain. Again, I don't know about you, but I still struggle remembering what Psychic and Mystic Terrain do for the most parts. Yeah. And I can tell you now, if I was in Yeltneb's position with focusing on all those priority moves, it will bite me hard to go up against the Psychic Terrain. And unfortunately, I did kind of go against Yeltneb in Land's favor. But like you said as well, once the Gondel came out, it was all over. And I feel like you said really everything else that really could have been said for this battle. And Landon's side anyways, I have a few more things to talk about for Yeltneb.
Yeah, it's just so hard, especially with the Ultra Beast. when they get those Beast Boost special attack raises. There's not much you can do, and that was the case here. Latin is an amazing battler. The Gengars will come back with strong push for the playoffs and even the championship next season. So Latin, we love you. We appreciate you being here, but unfortunately this man is knocked out. He was the number 3 seed and was upset by the number 6 seed, who we will talk about in just a little bit. But this one has no playoff matchup, so we'll move on to the number 6 team if you are ready, Mike.
Yes, one last thing, you brought up the Ultra Beasts. There's a reason why Cortana was on the Season 3 logo. And it's that Beast Boost. If you can't shut down the Ultra Beast immediately, you're kind of done for.
Yep. I guess you'll know a thing or two about them Season 4 logos, won't you, my dude?
Oh, absolutely.
Having your
it's
MVPs
beautiful.
on there. I got cheated in my first MVP, but we'll talk about that in just a little bit. Alright guys, moving into our number 6 team here this week. We got Landon, the Iowa Incineroars. He come in at the number 4 ranked team. He had an amazing season, but unfortunately, Pidge had his number in this one. And Landon drew first blood in the matchup. And Offline and Guanako, they always like to say, you draw first blood, you usually win the matchup. That was not the case in this one. Although first blood was drawn by Landon, the Mew come in and threw this man. He was rattled, and I've noticed that with Landon. He's the same way with me. Once you start to get rattled and you get in your own head, you start to make mistakes. That honestly wasn't... Landon was beating himself up, but he still played well. This was a great matchup. This was a good matchup by the Incineroars. They knew what they wanted to do. They had their plan, but Pidge has already showed you can come in with your plan, but I've already outsmarted you and got 3 other plans. If those 3 don't work, I've got 3 more. And we'll get to Pidge here in a minute. I don't mean to go away from Landon and give Landon respect he's due. But, the Colonel this season, man, did awesome. That was a great draft pick by the Incineroars. Somebody we may see them pick up later in the draft. But like I said, Mew come in, just threw him off and threw him for a loop. But I think if you take away all that Mew did, this is a closer matchup than what it was. It was still a good matchup. It was runner-up for match of the week. Landon, I know you was upset, losing 2 in a row like that, but you still went 4-2. You had a great season, a great run, and got a good sub count. So yeah, you got all these things going for you, man. So don't beat yourself up too much about this. I'm gonna send it over to you, Max, if you got anything to say about our boy Infernomen.
Yeah, absolutely. So first off, first I put down was Rocket Man is a tank. That's a fact. He really used it a lot. He really gave a lot more emphasis of it with like its leechy and everything. I think Dynamaxing it was not a good call. I never see Celesteela anything more than like a defensive tank basically, and I feel like that was probably the first mistake right there, was Dynamaxing the Rocket Man, the Celesteela, especially when it went up against the Mew, and it just did almost nothing to it. And then next thing I actually have is the first takedown against that Orbeetle. I don't know, Derek, if you can answer this or not, but I know that body press goes up against the defense, but would Burn affect that? The damage output? Because it's still a physical attack.
That was a good question. I noticed that too in the video, and I kind of didn't know the answer as well. So you can let us know down in the comments. Me and Max will be reading these, so you guys can tell us what the issue was there, because we both are confused.
Yeah, because I was like, okay, well, it might have been the case, but we'll go more in there, when we get the pitcher side. And last thing as well, I did talk with Landon before this battle as well. He was kind of thinking about going into it the way how he did last time against Pidge, and for the most part, it kind of was the same output on Landon's side, which, again, in rematches, that's something you really don't want to do, is kind of reuse what you used last time they got you the win. But, overall, like he says, well, the man finished 4-2 in the season, still the Shiny Kings, and I'm excited to see what they do in Season 4.
Yes, for sure. All right, so now that we are over with our 6th team, which was the Iowa Incineroar, Landon, Infernomen, he was number 4 seed. We will go into the number 5 here on the rankings, and that belongs to my beautiful co-host over here, Max, aka GameR, the coach of the Detroit Luxrays, who come in at number 2 on the rankings. And unfortunately, my dude, you found yourself on the losing side thanks to one bearded Cinderace over here. No comment.
Do you want to say your thoughts first, or do you want me to talk first about this one?
Yeah, I'll go first, and then I'll let you yell at me a little bit. But, you know, like we said, the number 2 seed coming in here had one of the most impressive seasons to go from what Max done the last 2 seasons to come in and just absolutely smack everybody around. He had an MVP every other week, if not, what was it, 3 weeks in a row?
Yeah, like that? 3 weeks in a row. That still has to answer my question of why my Galarian Moltres didn't get Week 5 MVP. But I think because I think it's because it did die once in Week 2, and that's what caused it to not be tied for the MVP.
I heard that. But like we said, the Detroit Luxrays had one heck of a season. Unfortunately, they fell short in this one because of a bunny hopping down the trail. But, you know, it was smart to bring Thunder against a rain team, because that is something, if you see any kind of drizzle Pokemon and you got Thunder, you're set, because it will always hit and it's super duper strong. Chasing the rain to keep it away from the Kinglers was another good move. Trapping in the Pelipper with Whirlpool was another good one. It's just the movesets between both of them really didn't hurt one another. But the Whirlpool was still smart because the 2 rain Pokemon got out of the way quick, and that was a full benefit for the Luxrays here. The setup with the Mimikyu was absolutely fantastic. You did a great job with that, my dude. Being able to get that Swords Dance off. And then the thing that we have to talk about is you didn't have the correct moveset on the Moltres, and you didn't know it until you threw it out. So I know that kind of threw you for a loop as well, because you talked about it in your video, and you even told me after we battled. And it hitting and Cinderace living on 11 was definitely unfortunate. That was a low roll crit. I don't care what y'all say it was. And if that would have hit, I don't know what the Palkia would have been able to do. And it's Pokemon, so you never know. You know, Palkia could have come out and Moltres one-shots, and we're talking about Max over the Kinglers here. But that's about all I had. It was a fun matchup, man. I'm sorry I had to send you home. But we will let you address on your team right now.
Nice. So first thing, and again, this is one of those hindsight 2020 things. I should have started with Magnezone. I was expecting Cinderace from the start, and that's why I brought in Blaziken to begin with. So I'm like, you know what? A Blaziken Cinderace matchup, I could easily handle that. And I feel, and like that's one of the reasons why I did not bring Shuckle in this week was because Cinderace could know Court Change, and you've used it in the past.
Yeah.
So that's why I did not even bother with Shuckle. But kind of like he says, well, I feel like Quagsire set was good for what it was. My main objective with that one was just kind of, trap him in, put him to sleep, swap out, bring somebody else in. And then obviously Mimikyu, you've been saying in your video as well, like turn 1 with Mimikyu, you go for the Swords Dance. You set it up, and that's all you gotta do, and that really worked out in its favor. Last thing I'm gonna say is, yeah, having Galarian Moltres not have the right moveset because it was supposed to have Rest and Sleep Talk really threw me for a loop. And just like you mentioned, with Landon, with yourself as well, when you're put into those situations that you don't really know how to handle it, it does mess with you. And that really happened to me this time around, unfortunately.
But you had a great season, and I know you're coming back for Season 4, so definitely excited to see what you do there. We'll be starting the second season, I think, in September or something, so I know you're going to come back. You've got knowledge. And it's something I've talked about, too, is, I worked with you during probably the end of the first season, middle of the second. I knew how busy you was. I knew that you didn't get to give the EBL the time that it needed, because we all know that it takes so much time training, prepping, lining times up. And it showed when you have a clear schedule how much more dangerous you could be, and that was definitely your Season 3 story. You come in, you rattled guys, you got the MVPs, you got the logo locked down next season. So that is awesome. And GG's over that too, man. GG's. That was a great match.
Thank you. That was a lot of fun, yeah. But that being said, as well, though, with the season logo, I feel like I feel like I now have a target on my back, or more so, my season MVP has a target on its back.
Yeah, 'cause we all went after Cortana hard.
But yeah, so like one last quick thing though. I mean, going from 2-3 to 1-3. Sorry, 2-3 to 1-4, and now 4-2. It's like night and day.
Yes, it was. It was impressive, and I know that next season you'll be able to make a great run and probably win you a championship, my dude.
Here's hoping. Here's hoping.
All right. So if we've got everything out of the way on our boy GameR Views here, we'll jump into our number 4 team, who's another part of that match of the week. And we may have picked the match of the week between us because we're here. There ain't no rules. I make them up. I'm the host. I can do whatever. We're match of the week. Take that, everybody else. The Kentucky Kinglers come in at the number 7 seed, and they were victorious in this one. Not to toot my own horn or nothing. And like I said, I love you, Max.
I love you too, Derek.
But we found out that the Kentucky Kinglers, they got to have Cinderace to win. And, you know, depending on where they go in the next couple of weeks, depending on where they pick their draft, you know, they're going to have to win to bring the Cinderace back to the Kentucky Kinglers, which I don't think we're going to see because we'll talk about that matchup here in just a minute. But Cinderace come in and swept. Had a reverse sweep. Should have been MVP, but I think there was about exactly 30-something health. I think 33 health separating the Ganondale and Cinderace from Cinderace having its MVP and the Kinglers having their first MVP this season because they fell short of all that. So that was upsetting, but hey, what can you do? And as I said in my video, Acrobatics is the most broken move in the Elite Battle League because we do not use items. If you run a Pokemon that has Acrobatics and you don't have it on there, you need to rethink your career. Because that move is broken. It is so strong and it was able to knock out a bunch of Pokemon. And if you Dynamax, Gigantamax, whatever it's called, like I did, it boosts your speed too, so that helps you out because I had Max in a corner with super fast Cinderace. And what can you do? But I was shocked in this one because, as I told Max, I didn't get a lot of prep time with all the stuff that I had going on. Some personal stuff, some traveling times I had to get ready. Traveling stuff I had to get ready, so I don't know why I said times. But it was still a fun matchup. Left Kinger in on a fairy move. Don't know why I did that. Because it got bodied. But I think that they come in. We played good. I got a solid team going in, and since we're already here, we'll talk about it right now. The number 6 team will be the Indiana Igglybuffs. We'll talk about in a little bit, and they will play the Kentucky Kinglers. And for those of you that don't know, that may have watched the EBL channel, that don't know me or Bob personally, we are actually in life best friends. I'm the one that got Bob to. We started YouTube together. We've been friends since we were children, and now here we are in the Elite Battle League together, and we will face off this week. And just to give you all another detail how close we are, he has a son, and his son is named after me. So this is going to be a good matchup. So we got lined up with the dropout of Guanako. We will play this week, so that's definitely one that y'all want to watch for this Saturday. Remember, EBL matches are uploaded. There'll be 4, so make sure you go watch all 4 of them this Saturday. But that enough out of the way. Cinderace living on 11 was huge for the Kinglers, and I'm still shocked I won. And I will pass it over to you to talk about what you thought of me in this matchup.
So, right off the bat, I think the way how you handled, like, keeping the rain going and everything, watching your battle, seeing you look at, okay, how many turns I have left in the rain, how many turns do I have, you know. I feel like that was a really good strategy, especially for the kind of team that you use that relies on the rain on a heavy amounts. I also really liked how you were able to really, in a sense, stall out my Dynamax as Mimikyu, because we got Kingdra coming out first. and then you're like, okay, Pelipper's asleep. I'm just gonna let it die.
Yeah.
And it's like for me, I was kind of hoping, you were gonna just bring out something like your Palkia, your Cinderace, or something that I could actually shut it down with, and moving forward, all right, I got this in the bag. But for not having a team to really utilize Protect, which is something that I've stressed a lot to with the San Diego Sylveons, that like she had to use Protect on some of her mons to stop those Dynamax. You played that really well, and I applaud you for that. There's a reason why you're going ahead and not me, and that's one of the reasons why. Finally, Cinderace. I just hate Cinderace. Even more than I already do. I just hate it even more. I did not think that was possible.
One last thing that I will say though is I couldn't even get past Derek. Nice comment in your video, bro. Really felt that one right here.
It's okay. I can't get past Matt either, so it works.
Oh goodness. Well, man, is that all that you have to say on the Kentucky Kinglers?
Let's see. One last thing as well. Your Palito going for Encore on the first turn, that was a very smart play. Because you already know what to expect from my Blaziken set. I'm not stupid. And I think you countered it really nicely.
Now, that was a last-minute change, too. I swapped that right before we started. I think it was a couple hours before the battle. I was like, I'm going to take Encore. I have to.
That was a perfect call on your part.
So yeah, that is all that we have to say about our number 4 on the rankings, but number 7 overall, the Kentucky Kinglers. We will move on to our number 3 spot, which is owned by Pokepidge and the Espeons, who come in number 5 ranked, the number 5 seed. And they were victorious in their matchup against Landon. It was a fantastic battle. It was actually one that I said that even could have been match of the week. Just because Pidge has come in, man, and he has just dominated this. I know that I said it right there. He was ranked number 5. But this dude has been smart. He has kept them all as close as he could. He lost his first Mon. Like we said, Landon dropped first blood. But then he come into that Mew, and once again, Mew impresses me so much because you even made a comment, and I'll leave that one for you because I'm not going to steal your thunder. But Mew impressed me. It has every week. I absolutely love watching that Pokemon, it being able to learn any move. You can literally put anything you want to on it, and it's so broken. But he used his Max Knuckle to up its attack and put it sky high. Unfortunately, it went down really, really quick, but it served its purpose. It threw Infernomen off and was able to help Pidge set up everything. As I said, acrobatics, he had it, he used it, it's broken. What can I say? It's EBL. And just, Pidge going for Ice Punch. Landon said that he predicted when Landon switched in. No, Pidge was going for a freeze, but bro, did it pay off. Pidge is a powerful, powerful trainer. He is very intelligent when it comes to Pokemon. I am excited to see what this man does. The number 5 seed Espeons will take on the number 8 seed Akron Axews that will be filling in for Guanako as he steps aside. So be excited for that matchup that will take place this Saturday. Do you have any comments on this one, my dude?
So, let's see. Right off the bat, it's why I brought up when we're talking about Landon, the Incineroars. Pidge learned his mistakes against Landon in the first round, and it showed.
Yep.
That was a fantastic battle on both sides. I said it was definitely the run up for Battle of the Week. The second thing is that Mew. Having learned every move possible just gives you like a fresh slate every week. It's not like you relying on your acrobatics, your Pyro Ball, your standard Libero Cinderace set. It's like me with my Blaziken set. I'm going to have Detect and Baton Pass all the time. With Mew, give it anything it wants, and it's going to become your best friend. It could be your support, it could be your attacker, it could be anything. And going off of that, one thing that we did discuss, or that I kind of realized as well, is that this is actually the first season where Mythicals have really been used. Obviously, we still have another one to talk about later on, but Mew was incredible, and this is more so for ISO going up against Pidge next week. Like I said, ISO loves to switch around Pokemon. I do not think that's gonna be a good idea against Pidge. Pidge is gonna know or expect what he's gonna bring in and counter it. Prime example is this battle with Noivern. Pidge was like, okay, he's gonna swap. Okay, I'm going for Ice Punch because Landon's not gonna expect that. And Landon was like, oh, I'm gonna go into Noivern because he's not gonna expect that. Again, you're playing like what 3D, 4D chess or whatever at that point. It's nuts. And then again, the other thing with the Celesteela, it was not dealing any damage in the Dynamax, and just like how you handled Mimikyu's Dynamax, Pidge handled Celesteela's Dynamax perfectly. And then Mew with the Max Knuckle just made it a clear contender and just an absolute takedown of his team, of Landon's team.
Man, I'm telling you, this was a good one. Pidge has come in, took the lead right by the horns, and just dominated. He has done so good here, and I'm excited to see what he does, man. Moving on to the playoffs, he's got a really good shot, as does the 4 teams remaining to make it to the championship game. I've been there. I know what it's like. I know what kind of stress it is. Hoping I'm getting there again. Maybe we'll have to see how Saturday goes. But expect a great matchup from PokePidge and the Espeons coming into this Saturday. My dude, are you ready to move on to our top 2 teams?
Oh yeah, let's do it.
And real quick, before we do, guys, remember to check out all the coaches down below, as we talked about before. The ones that are not here, the ones we're not talking about. Check them out. Check out the roundups here on the EBL channel, along with dropping likes, subscribes, all that to everybody listed down below, including Offline Nuzlocke and Lonely Hermit for all that they do for the league. You can even check out our past coaches too. You can go back to our past videos on our channels, check those guys out. We're all about growing here. We're all about love, and that's what we're going to talk about with our number 2 spot here. Guanako Gaming, the Miami Dragonites, the big bad number 1 seed. I'm going to say this, and this is all we're going to talk about. Drop hearts down in the comment section for our boy. He will be looking at all the comments. Just do that. We're not going to get into it. He knows that we love him. This community loves him. Me and Max love him. Everybody loves this man. He is the nicest guy. He can beat you up, and then he's the guy that comes and helps you up first. That's how it goes. That's how he's done me since I've met him. He has beat me up, and he comes and pulls me right out of the ashes. He's actually been somebody that I've talked to off Discord, through text message, through phone calls on our personal phones. So I love this man to death. And he was probably on his way for another one. Let's be honest. He is just so talented at Pokemon. He was on his way to another one. Unfortunately, he chose to drop out with some stuff going on. Hey, we're not full-time YouTubers. This is not a full-time job. You go do your thing. Whatever it is, like I said, don't pry, don't ask, don't message him. Just drop hearts in the comments. We love you guys, and we appreciate you. Let's talk about this matchup. The number 1 team showed why he was. He won this one in a 6-2 fashion. There is a reason that he is not the number 1 team, and we will talk about that here in a minute. But this man was off to a bad start. He ran out of time while discussing and planning that the switch pick for him. So he was going to leave with another Pokemon. He ended up starting with the Manatan. Kind of threw him off. He had to switch around there a little bit at the beginning. So that definitely threw our champ off at the beginning of this matchup. But, him and Iso switched back and forth. There were so many switches in this one. At one point, I was getting dizzy. I was just sitting there spinning around because they were just throwing so many Pokemon. I got to look at my little notes here because I wrote these at work. He Dynamaxed with the Zarude. And I know that you're going to talk about the Zarude here in a little bit more, so I'll just say that paid off for him greatly. And this man has just been on point all season. He'll still go out undefeated. This don't count as a loss. We're just going to just fade him away. He loves Thanos, so he snapped himself off the board. But we absolutely love this man. I will send it over to Max to pass on some more good words about our bro.
So first off, Guanako, I have only battled him once in season 1, and I was hoping to have another battle from this season, but you know what? It's always season 4 for that. And just like Derek said, everybody just leave some hearts down in the comment section. Really appreciates that. Again, this group of people, like not even. I'm just gonna talk about the original 6. So you know, like me, you, Guanako, Bats, Foos, and Crowbats. Seriously, like I've never worked with any of you prior to that first season, and you know what? You and I had our versus series. I'm doing a series with Matt, like Umberto's one of the. Oh my god, such a nice guy, and you know what? There's nothing, like honestly, there's nothing that I could ever really say about the guy. But going into the battle though, I only wrote down one word, and that word is Zarude. Cause man, did Zarude put in work this week against ISO's team? God, like just kind of like I said before, nope. When he drafted Zarude, I was like, you know, what are you gonna do with this thing? Because its ability is not that good. Its typing is not that good either. It's a grass dark type Pokemon, but he really just showed it off this week, and he showed it off strong and proud. So I'm very happy. I'm very proud of him for that.
Yes, he did. So is that all you have to say on our number 2 team here?
Yes.
All right, let's move on to our number 1 team. And it's going to go to the Indiana Igglybuffs. They were ranked number 6. They come in against a team. They were the low seed. Now, we all have known, you know, I've spread the rumors before he got in here that Bob knew how to battle. And it showed here today. He had a plan. Unfortunately, we were not able to train for this one. So he went to his other friend that has beat both of us at Pokemon a lot. And he got it done this week, man. He got the MVP, and as Guanako always said, MVP moves you up on the list. We had him at number 2. I put him down at number 1 because of that Naganadel getting MVP, and man, did it earn that MVP status this week. It come in, it got the boost, and it just ran through Latin's team. There was nothing Latin could do, and this was a great matchup. This was fun. I was excited for this one most because this had potential to be match of the week. Max of the week, get it? Match of the week. And, you know, just once those special attacks got boosted, there was just nothing Latin could do when it come down to it. But a few things that Bob did, you know, forgetting about the terrain being up and missing the priority move, was kind of scary for him there at one point. He was able to move out of all the fire moves that were coming towards the Scizor and the Ferrothorn until he decided to let them go down. This man is getting more comfortable in his videos. That's what I like. I like to see him grow because after our series together when we started, he took a back seat and I kept going. And now he's finally getting excited about making content and stuff again. So I was happy to see this man has definitely earned this number 1 spot. He's earned his spot in the playoffs. He's got a tough matchup this week because I ain't going easy on him as I know he ain't me. And because he takes on the Kinglers like we talked about earlier, just in case you skipped ahead. Battle of the Brothers. So I'm excited to face Bob. I'm scared of his team. His team is so good. And this week was another reason he showed that he knows what he's doing and he's here to win, be a rookie to win the championship. Do you have any words to say on Yeltneb, the Igglybuffs here at number 1?
Absolutely. So first off, the Ferrothorn. I feel like he should have expected a defog or some kind of hazard removal up against a Land's team. So I just kind of put down, I know what the Stealth Rock stuff at the start, that was kind of a waste. I'm going to say it again, go up against you as well. Yeltneb, if you watch these, avoid using hazards against the Kentucky Kinglers. That's just coming from somebody who loves their hazards as well. Avoid it. Second off, and I gotta say this, seeing the Ganadel get the MVP is sweet justice. No offense to you at all, Derek, but like in our battle, in my battle against Yeltneb, I took that thing out with an Earthquake Blaziken.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't, like I just shut it down immediately before it even had a chance to do a single move on me. So it was nice to see it getting the recognition that it really does deserve. And like we talked about on land side as well, Ultra Beasts, once they get going, especially ones that have a focus in attack or special attack, especially with Dynamax being a thing now, we could boost that speed by using a Max Airstream. it's over basically, unless you're bulky enough and able to just stall it out and bring down that health by any way possible. If you can't do that, then you're done for.
Yep.
And another thing I put down as well, U-turn as a strat can only go so far. It kind of goes back to the idea of swapping between Pokemon all the time. Eventually, people are gonna know what to expect. You gotta change it up, especially going into the semifinals of the playoffs. And finally, which you would call that a reverse sweep, right? What happened between Yeltneb and Landon?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Oh, dude, yeah, that reverse sweep was beautiful. And a little, obviously, no, I'm not in the semifinals, but one thing I was talking with Landon about was like, I was scared to potentially go up against Yeltneb in the playoffs because I have a target on my back, especially with him, and I did not want like a round 2 against him because I was afraid of what would happen.
Oh man. Oh goodness, is that all you have to say about our #1 team, my dude?
Yep.
Alright, so just to recap everything that we've talked about, the playoffs are set. I don't think that Stone is going to put out another playoff video. He may, I don't know. If you see it pop up here, you should definitely check it out. And the best way to do that, ring the bell, like the video, subscribe to this, subscribe to me and Max, definitely. Check out Game Reviews and Always More Videos. We love you. We treat you good over there on our side. Everybody down below, we've already talked about that. The playoff scenario is set. Number 5 seed, the Essex Espeons, will take on the number 8 seed, the Akron Axews. So it'll be Pidge against Iso in that matchup. And then the second one will be the Battle of the Brothers. The number 6 team, the Indiana Igglybuffs, aka Bob, aka Yeltneb, will take on the number 7 seed, the Kentucky Kinglers, aka myself, aka Always More Videos. So make sure you check out all those matchups coming up here on Saturday. And to recap our list one more time, number 8 was the seeding was number 8, the Akron Axews, which was Isomorphic. Number 7 was TJ Gengars that were ranked number 3, and that was the Latin Luigi's team. The number 6 team was the Iowa Incineroars, ranked number 4 coming in. That is our boy Infernomen. Number 5 goes to this man over here, the Detroit Luxrays, that come in ranked number 2. So that has Game Reviews, so definitely check him out. I kind of like him. He's a good guy. The number 4 spot belonged to the number 7 seed, the Kentucky Kinglers, aka Always More Videos. Number 3 belonged to Pokepidge, who come in at seeding number 5, the Essex Espeons. Number 2, much love to our boy Guanako Gaming coming in there, the Miami Dragonites. They were ranked number 1. And unfortunately, it is over for them, but they'll be back next season with all kinds of power, so we'll definitely be excited to see our boy return. And the number 1 spot here on the rankings belongs to the Indiana Igglybuffs, aka Yeltneb, who come in at number 6. Guys, this was a great video. We hope that you guys really enjoyed it. Make sure to, as we've said in the entire video, check out all the coaches, check out the past coaches, check out the future coaches. I don't even know who they are yet. Just go check them out. Be ready. Subscribe to the channel, like, ring the bell. Max, you got any final words for the peeps?
Best of luck to everybody in the semifinals.
You better be rooting for me.
I am rooting for you, don't worry.
But yeah, guys, Game Reviews and Always More Videos. It's been a pleasure. We hope you guys enjoyed. We will see you next week. Like I said, I don't know what's going to happen. Maybe me and Max again. Maybe me and Guanako. I don't know, but we will be back to discuss these matchups coming up as we go into our next week, which will be Championship in 2 weeks. So get pumped for that, guys. Wait, yeah, 2 weeks. Championship. I said that right. Guys, we love y'all, and we'll see y'all in the next one. Everybody said, peace.